Last couple of weeks, we were 2 employees down due to health conditions, and these 2 ladies, although we have hired temporary help, these 2 ladies are carrying the load. Now with the mayor out, they may be in charge, I'm not quite certain. But thank you to both of you. Finance Committee, we're in the midst of budget, and we met this evening, and the picture is not too bad. At this point, we're looking at having to cut approximately $146,000 from requested expenses. All the departments, everybody involved, we have to look at to do some movement. We cutting back some because our goal is that expenditures will not exceed revenues. We will present a balanced budget. We will have the first round of cuts back to the office by next Thursday, and then the committee will get together again and discuss where we go from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works, Trustee Washington. No report. Public Safety, Trustee Barrett.
I got to say thanks to Dave and his guys for digging out hydrants. That's just paramount to safety for the whole entire community, and making the bus stops a little bit more palatable for kids getting on the bus here in the morning. With the 3 feet of snow on the ground, it's a little bit safer for them. Basically, that's it. I did put together, however, in my haste, I left I put together a car kit checklist or punch list that I forgot to bring in, so that's my bad. I'll drop them off to Kathy at the office, and if she wants to, she can probably scan them or put them into the newsletter this month if she'd like to, but I put that together because there were an awful lot of vehicles that were stranded out there in this last storm, and a lot of people don't think about a car kit. Well, I travel into the north woods of Wisconsin every week, so it's a necessity for me, so I put it together, and I'll let Kathy put it into the village newsletter. So.
I don't think we have room for the newsletter because we just did it today.
Okay.
But I'll relook.
Okay.
But if you email it to me, that's fine.
Oh, I'll email it to you, or I'll scan it and send it to you. You can get it, do whatever you need. But that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Wetland and Open Space, Trustee Dooms.
Well, it looks like we'll have something to discuss at our March meeting if we're talking about hunting in the wetlands and the open spaces around Hainesville. That isn't something that I thought we wanted to consider, even though I did have a coyote on my porch the other day. Otherwise, things are quiet this time of year, needless to say. I'm just grateful that we have the silt fencing around the entrances so that the salt hopefully is not getting at our newly planted flowers. Our first meeting for the next meeting will be the first Thursday in March, so that's an open meeting. Anybody who's interested can attend.
Thank you. Community Relations, Trustee Darren.
I sent in the form today for getting the movie E.T. for our first movie in the hall, which is going to be on February 27th at 2 p.m. There will be no dropping your children off. We're not a babysitting service. So if you want to come and enjoy the movie with your kids, or you just want to come by yourself, it's free to everybody. We'll be providing popcorn, and you can come and watch the movie. That's all I have.
Thank you. Under business, I need a motion for the approval of an ordinance ratifying the purchase of the property commonly known as 20 West North Street, Hainesville, Illinois.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustees Darrenowski.
Aye.
Tiffany.
Hey.
Duberstein. Aye. Barrett.
Aye.
Daly.
Aye.
And Walkington.
Aye.
And the ordinance number is 11-2-142.
Number 2, I think we'll turn this over to Greg again. Russo Power Equipment Road Access.
Yeah, essentially, Russo Power is looking for a second curb cut in addition on Hainesville Road, south of 120. And there was some discussion or some uncertainty as to where the village's Hainesville Road limits were. So the attorney ordered title searches for all the properties, Russo Power, tire investors, and all the properties around there. And basically, Hainesville Road actually only extends 300 feet south of Route 120. The balance of the road that goes back there over the railroad tracks actually is a Grayslake gelatin parcel. So that particular driveway out there, the village really doesn't have any jurisdiction to grant access to that private drive out there. So what we did, we met with Russo, with the mayor and I, and we basically told them that they should contact Grayslake Gelatin about either purchasing a piece of property or obtaining an easement to access that driveway that heads back towards Trustee Washington's property. So,
Grayslake Gelatin.
Grayslake Gelatin. So that's where it's at. It's in Russo's hands at this point. They're free to open up. They have the one access which will work okay for them, but they just want to improve their traffic circulation, improve the drop-offs. They were looking for a second access, which was about 600 feet south of Hainesville Road. South of 120 feet.
What's the approximate distance from 120 to the tracks on that line?
That's about 1,000 feet.
Would this be a good time to talk to them about the easement that we want, or is this not timely?
We told them that Grayslake Gelatin parcel heads back towards the railroad tracks will eventually be either village property or condemned by LCDOT. If Route 120 bypass ever goes through, Hainesville Road will be extended down there. This is 20, 30 years planning down the road. But we're telling them that up front. The mayor has mentioned that to Russo.
I mean, we were talking about so that we could have something to get to the school and have turn lanes on that intersection at Hainesville and Ridgeway.
We did do, as part of this work with Russo, we did do a analysis of what it would be to revise the geometry of that intersection. Currently, Hainesville Road north of 120 is 3 lanes, and then south of 120 is 2 lanes, maybe more like 1 3/4 lanes actually. So to line those up, we got to move the traffic lights. We got to, with the county standards, you're looking at 12 inches of asphalt, not just 3 or 4 inches of asphalt. And it's a pretty substantial cost to do that at this time. Our estimate actually was $800,000 to make it 3 lanes all the way back to the railroad tracks.
What George is alluding to is that in one of our wish lists, when we first started talking to you, so when we were thinking about sale of the property, is we would like at some point to be able to have a road that might cut through their back lot and go for buses to come in at this intersection and be able to cut through.
And that was discussed with them. We basically told them now that they own the property and we have all these ideas that they should get a land plan together as to what they're looking to do. One parcel, it's more land than they really need. And so they're looking at maybe making an outlot, maybe, some potential restaurant or some other use, but we need to get a land plan from them.
I don't know that. Basically, if you're talking about putting access to the school, then that intersection improvement would become mandatory. We'd have to get permission from the state to change the lights and the signal. We need a turn lane coming in to the Russo property with a turn lane and stuff. So it's that's a ways down the road.
The problem is the signals too.
Yeah.
And the signals would have to be moved, realigned, and that's a high cost item.
Dave, if you take the front end loader down there and try to push some snow back, take out a signal or two.
I actually told Russo it would be a bad idea to cut the corners a little short going out. But they didn't think that would work.
There's a will, there's a way.
We'll go from there. But that's where that stands as far as getting the buses and trucks.
Okay.
It's very costly at this time. Number 3, blizzard of 2011. Who's in charge of this one? Me? It's over. Well, I think that basically things went fairly well, as much snow as we had. I went to Woodstock last Friday night, and that was one lane both ways yet, from Volo all the way to Woodstock on 4-lane highway. So that's how quick the state got on some of the roads. So I think Jeff and Dave deserve a lot of credit for the way the village of Hainesville was. I think they did an excellent job.
And I think they did it for free.
They love their job.
Dedication.
So I think we owe, warm thanks to Jeff and Dave for the job that they did. Thank you very much. Any other comments on 2000? Okay, I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Darrenowski.
Aye.
Tiffany.
Aye.
Peterstein. Aye. Barrett. Daly. And Watkington.
Aye.
We have 7.
Chief.
Six.